Those who live in the great house at Collinwood are unaware that their collective fate depends upon the success of a strange experiment soon to be conducted in the old house. Not far from Collinwood, in a house by the sea, a man has just learned of a way to ensure the experiment's success. He does not know that a woman has also learned the secret and will try to use it to her own evil advantage.
Nicholas,
I thought you went to your room.
would it be all right if I stayed here with you? Just for a little while.
As a matter of fact, it would. There's something I want to talk to you about anyway.
About what?
You were asking about my plans earlier, about why they weren't moving as rapidly as I had expected them to.
Yes.
Well, now I know. Oh, yes, indeed. I know a great deal more than I did before.
What do you know?
I know why the curse you put on Barnabas failed. I know how he was able to survive it. Shall I tell you how Barnabas was able to survive your curse?
Yes. Yes, please do.
Very well. Let's go back to Dr. Lang's taped message. You remember he said, if the experiment succeeds, Adam will drain Barnabas of his affliction.
Yes.
Well, that is exactly what happened. Barnabas provided the life force that made Adam live and breathe.
Life force? I don't understand.
Well, it's really quite simple. You see, in the strictest sense, Lang's creation wasn't a creation at all. He put together a human body, limbs, torso, vital organs, nerve tissues, everything. And that in itself was incredible. Except for one thing. He had to find a way of imbuing that body with the spark of life. And that was the one thing he could not do by himself. So, he found a way of draining the life force from a living human being and placing it in the inanimate body he had created.
And he used Barnabas.
Exactly. The experiment succeeded. Barnabas was drained of his affliction, and from that moment, he was immune to your curse.
And that's the reason Barnabas can't survive without Adam.
No, Adam, without Barnabas.
Really is incredible.
So you see, the reason the second experiment has been delayed is because they have been unable to decide who will provide the life force for Adam's mate.
They know Adam will become impatient. They're sure to find someone.
Oh, I don't want them to find anyone.
You don't?
Of course not. I am going to provide them with the life force.
You are? Why?
As surprising as it may seem to you, I still have difficulty exercising control over Adam at all times. He has a strong mind and great willpower. But if I had been in control of the life force he received, he'd be my complete slave now.
I see. So that's why you want to provide the life force for the mate.
Yes. If I am in control of her, I will let her handle Adam. Now, the only question is, who shall I choose?
What kind of woman do you want?
Preferably the most evil woman who ever lived. Say, someone like Lucretia Borgia.
Don't you want someone who's living?
Well, the spirit of evil can be made to live again.
Nicholas, you mean you'd bring Lucretia Borgia back to life?
Yes. Not permanently, of course, just long enough for the experiment to be completed.
You seem to have everything all worked out.
But Lucretia Borgia is not exactly what I want.
Whom do you have in mind, Nicholas?
I want someone more like the Countess Elizabeth Bathory.
Oh, she was such a vile woman.
Oh, yes, such a vile woman. Ambitious, cunning, devious, unprincipled, decadent. One of the most beautiful creatures who ever lived.
Oh, I leave you to your little games.
Where are you going?
To my room.
You mean you're not interested in what I've discovered?
Not especially. It has nothing to do with me.
Angelique, what I have discovered could have everything to do with you, and you know it.
What do you mean, Nicholas?
Well, what problem you have is the same problem that Barnabas had before the first experiment. He was able to get rid of his affliction by giving part of his life force. You could benefit in the same way by the second experiment. And that possibility has already danced across your lovely mind, hasn't it?
All right. Why shouldn't I think about it? You know how much I want to be free.
Of course I do, but you will have to find some other way.
Nicholas, if you use me as the life force, you know you'll have nothing to worry about.
Angelique, with you, I always have something to worry about. Now, you are to have nothing to do with that experiment. Absolutely nothing. Is that clear?
Yes.
Barnabas didn't say anything about your coming here tonight?
He couldn't say anything because he didn't know.
Then I shouldn't have brought you here.
Please relax. I already know all about this experiment and why it's being conducted. I even knew you were involved in it.
How did you know that?
Julia told me. It's one of the few things she has told me in recent months. Please tell me how all this electronic equipment functions. Barnabas has no electricity in this house.
Dr. Hoffman installed a generator.
And she's done quite an amazing job down here, hasn't she?
Yeah, sure.
You don't sound very enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic? Should I be?
None of you had any choice in this. It was a matter of life and death.
Yes, but it's still disgusting. Very disgusting.
Yes, perhaps it is. Truly incredible.
You think so?
To know that on this table an artificially created inanimate body will be brought to life.
Professor Stokes, what are you doing here?
Adam,
I asked you what you are doing here.
I came to see Barnabas Collins.
He isn't here.
No?
But where is he? Why isn't he here?
You will have to ask Mr. Clark.
Jeff Clark. He's your Vicky's friend.
Yes, that's right.
Where is Barnabas?
He and Dr. Hoffman went to Collinsport.
And left you alone?
Yes.
Why isn't Dr. Hoffman here working?
I'm taking care of this part of the experiment.
What do you know about all this?
All there is to know.
Why are you staring at me?
I still find it hard to believe. Hard to believe that what Dr. Lang put together, they actually brought to life. And to think that I helped him.
You helped Dr. Lang?
Yes, I was his grave robber.
Grave robber? What do you mean?
What do you think I mean?
I don't know.
You mean you don't know how you were put together? You don't know where your parts came from?
Jeff, I think you've said enough.
Oh, let him talk, Professor.
I've already told you how you were created, Adam.
But you apparently left something out, didn't you, Professor?
Jeff, be quiet.
No, I think it's time you knew how revolting and disgusting you really are.
This is dangerous, Jeff.
Well, I want to hear, Professor.
Yes, and I'll tell you the truth, and I won't leave out any details, because I robbed graves. I dug up dead bodies, arms and legs, and I brought them to Lang night after night. And this rotten collection of death he put together to make you.
Is he telling the truth?
Adam.
Professor, is he telling the truth?
Yes, I'm telling the truth. Do you think he just took a nice, new, clean slab of flesh and just sort of carved you out of it? Huh? No, he didn't. He did it the only filthy way it could be done. But there are lots of ways it could be undone.
Jeff!
You wanted to kill me? Now you will die.
Adam, no!
Now you stay out of this, Professor.
Down that scalpel. You'll be making a very grave mistake if you harm him. Julia and Barnabas have told me they need his help for the experiment. If anything happens to him, the experiment may be delayed.
I guess I should thank you, Professor.
What you should do is remember what is at stake here.
Yes, I guess I should.
Where are you going?
To Collinwood. Oh, don't worry. I'll be back.
Let him go, Adam.
What else has to be done here?
I don't know. Seems they still have a long way to go.
But you go to Collinwood and tell him to come back.
Please be reasonable.
No, I will not be reasonable. Who has been reasonable with me? Who has spoken the truth to me? Who cares for me? If I died tonight, who would say a kind word for me? Who would cry for me? No one, Professor, no one! Someday soon, on this table, someone will come to life who will. I want her. I need her, and I will have her. Now, will you go back to Collinwood and get him, or shall I go back and drag him here?
Who do you want now?
You?
What for?
Have you seen Miss Winters yet?
Yes, we're getting ready to go out. She's upstairs getting a jacket.
It's unfortunate.
Why?
Because Adam wants you to come back to the laboratory and work.
Well, that is just too bad. Now, I haven't seen Vicky for days, and I've been telling her one thing and another, and I'm gonna stop doing it. Now, you can go back and tell Adam that.
Jeff, you're in no position to make him any angrier than he is now.
Look, I told him I'd come back, and I will. After I've taken Vicky out.
If you take Vicky out.
What's that supposed to mean?
I tried to explain your position to him after you'd left, but he refused to listen. He's probably somewhere near this house right now, waiting to see what you're going to do.
And if I decide not to go back?
I think that you and Miss Winters might be in grave danger.
This is insanity.
Jeff, you'll be under this pressure for only a few weeks more. As soon as the experiment is completed, Adam will go away and leave all of you alone.
There's no guarantee he'll keep his word.
If he gets the mate he wants, he'll keep his word, believe me.
But what if he doesn't get his mate? What if the experiment's a failure? Did you ever stop to consider that?
I strongly advise that we should all think in terms of success.
Well, that's great. Oh, that is great. I'll definitely think in terms of success. But you know, there's one thing, one vital thing you're forgetting in this experiment.
What is that?
Dr. Lang. And as much as I hate him, he's the only one who understands this madness.
Dr. Hoffman completed the first experiment after Lang's death.
Yes, but it was only after he had set out the whole groundwork for her. She just pulled the right switches, that's all.
Professor Stokes.
Good evening, Miss Winters.
Well, you've been quite a stranger around here lately.
I've been very busy preparing for the fall term.
Did you come to see Carolyn?
No, as a matter of fact, I came to see Barnabas, but it seems he's somewhere in Collinsport. I do wish he'd have a telephone installed in the old house. It would save a great deal of wear and tear on his visitors.
Well, I'll make you a bet that that wish of yours is not going to be fulfilled. Barnabas is not about to succumb to modern conveniences.
I'm sure you're absolutely right, so I'll decline your bet. Good night.
Oh, why don't you wait, and we'll walk down with you. Jeff, are you ready?
Why don't you go ahead, Professor? Vicky, I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
Very well. Good night again.
Good night. Jeff, is something the matter?
No, but
But what?
I'm gonna have to cancel tonight.
Just a few minutes ago, you were very anxious to go out. What happened?
Nothing happened.
Well, why have you changed your mind?
Look, Vicky, I'm tired. Really, I'm shot.
But you were feeling fine when you came in.
Look, I'm sorry. It's just I don't see any point in our going out if I'm gonna be falling asleep every 5 minutes.
You were too busy last night, and the night before.
Yes, look, that was because I was working. So I'm tired tonight.
Jeff, is there anything wrong? Is there something else?
No.
Please tell me.
What do you mean?
I don't know. But suddenly we don't seem to be seeing anything of each other.
Vicky, absolutely nothing is wrong, and nothing has happened. I really, really love you. Very much. And I'll never stop loving you. Now, come on. I'll get lots of sleep tonight, and then I'll call you from work in the morning. Fantastic. I do love you.
evening.
How did you get in here? Hey, who are you? What do you want?
My name isn't important. I've come to help with the experiment.
How did you get in here? I know I locked that door upstairs.
Jeff Clark, aren't you?
Well, that's very clever. How'd you find that out?
I just knew. From the description.
What description?
Adam's description.
You were a friend of Adam.
Yes. As I told Adam I would help him when he has his mate.
You look very familiar to me. I've seen you somewhere before.
No. No, we've never met.
Well, if you're supposed to help in the experiment, how come nobody's told me about it?
I'm sure I don't know.
Well, we'll find out right now. Come on. Hey, what's the matter with you? Why are you looking at me like that? Hey, look, I'm